This is a Poet Punch podcast. I'm Nat Hay.
And I'm Tom Tricerri.
This is the show in which we pitch a Marvel character for a place in the MCU. We don't know who the character is going to be before sitting down, or even when in the timeline it's supposed to fit in. Enjoy.
Okay, what's our number for today?
And we're generating...
Which
for today? We're recording back to back. Why are we lying? 21? 21 is low. We got this.
Oh,
okay.
but we were at the low 20s earlier.
Alright, 7,
I'm worried.
9...
Please be Ghost Rider.
Please be Ghost Rider.
we can make a Ghost Rider movie.
Something normal, my lord. Dr. Druid is right there.
Dr. Stephen Strange.
He's doing some weird shit with his arm going pale.
Because I don't mind pitching another Doctor Strange movie.
Please,
but no.
5. Dr. Octopus. Right, now hear me out. Sony.
So we've got to pitch an Octopus.
I think we try and pitch Doc Ock
to the solo movie that has nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah. So they see the success. They see the success of Spider-Man: No Way Home, and then they see the return of Doc Ock, and they think,
okay,
oh, Doc Ock's a good character, but we're not going to redo that one.
I'm going to now reintroduce a new concept that we're doing. This is for episode 3. This is a concept that we've talked about privately, but we've talked about here, which is that when we land on a Spider-Man adjacent character, instead of making a film for the MCU, we're going to make
Sony. The boys at Sony.
We're going to make a Sony movie. So for those of you who aren't aware, this is movies like Venom or Morbius or Madam Web or Venom 2 or Venom 3. Or Craven, if that's come out yet.
Right, and if you don't know Bad Bunny, there are many projects, kind of like Madam Web, where Dakota Johnson, it's supposed to be like a career-pushing role, or like Jared Leto, or anything where they get like an A-list celebrity of some form. They will constantly make these kind of movie pitches, and it will mainly be that they're trying to get a random actor on board on a project, and then they'll find a Marvel Spider-Man tie-in.
Can I pitch an actor right now?
Go on.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito's good. Danny DeVito is strong. I think we should cook for a bit, though. Okay. Are we going for full comedy route? Are we going full Sony, and we're taking ourselves very seriously?
I'm taking ourselves seriously when we shouldn't.
But when Danny DeVito is not going to be a serious
I think he
character.
can play serious. LA Confidential.
Colin Farrell as the Penguin, but as Doc Ock.
Okay.
I am a doctor.
Should we try and figure out some of the story to this first? And I'm going to say now, I'm going to not allow you to bring up Spider-Man.
Oh no, he's bad. Yeah,
you can try and
why would you bring up Spider-Man in a Dr. Octopus story? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
why would you ever do that? Like,
we can bring up Venom as much as we like.
No, we don't bring up Venom. We imply that Venom's around.
Yeah.
Much like how Morbius says, we are Venom or whatever. You kind of imply. So you don't even do like a clever thing with it. You just kind of imply that Venom exists.
Okay.
Right? Doc Ock. Do we set it in New York still?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Or do we do Venom? Or do
San Francisco? Do we go full Venom?
Is it Doc Ock in Chicago?
Yes.
Okay, no, because there is a very cool concept that we could do here, which is, do you know what Superior Spider-Man is?
I know him from the PS4 version, and I vaguely know. Wait, are you talking about the time when Doc Ock becomes Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be amazing, but we're not allowed Spider-Man, are we?
I know.
Unless Andrew Garfield.
I was thinking...
Whoa, Andrew Garfield.
Superior Venom.
No.
we go Superior Morbius.
No, even audience listeners, no one watched Venom 3, so we'll explain it to you. No one should watch Venom 3 anyway. It's so sad. Like, Venom 1, brilliant movie. Venom 3, not so great movie. At the end of Venom 3, spoilers, Venom and Eddie Brock are no longer connected to one another, and Venom is potentially dead.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really dead, but
I mean,
Tom is convinced he's dead.
No, they left a piece of him in the mainline MCU universe.
Yeah.
That's the only bit of Venom that
which is never going to
survived.
get touched, because Sony executives are not going to be like, we need to reintegrate ourselves into the MCU.
Okay, but so this is quite a struggle though, because we basically need to come up with an entirely new concept to butcher.
I've worked out a new casting system in my head, right? So, Doc Ock wears those goggles. What we got to do is we got to get a bunch of different A-list celebrities and then expand their eyes, and then see who looks funniest. Like magnified eyes.
No, but he doesn't have magnified eyes. He has like the goggles. You can't see the eyes on them.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, man.
No, I think we come up with a story first, and then we think who's the funniest actor to attach this to.
Okay,
who's of high caliber.
I've got one system. Hear me out.
Adam Driver.
No. Okay, that's promising. Okay, but my system was going to be, right, we have Bullet Train. And as we all know, Bad Bunny is in Bullet Train. Right? And then the Sony executives at the time, this is not even a joke, Sony executives saw that Bad Bunny did a good job on Bullet Train and then said, do you want a Sony movie? And then they tried giving him a Sony movie, and then it went through development hell.
Yeah.
And then Bad Bunny does now not have that Sony movie.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Right? Can't even remember what the character was. It's frankly irrelevant. But do we just look at Bullet Train, like the cast of Bullet Train?
No, because they've gone down already with...
they've done that with Bad Bunny.
And Aaron Taylor-Johnson.
And Aaron Taylor-Johnson, yeah. So we just look at the cast of Bullet Train, an actually good movie, and then we see which talent we can rip. Brad Pitt, strong. Now, there is precedent, especially with Sony, for Lady Doc Ock after Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Who are you thinking?
I don't know, I'm just saying that it's open. You know what I mean?
A team of Doc Ocks? The Doc Octopi.
Into the Octopus.
Into the Octopi. Octopiniverse.
I'm just shutting down now.
The Octoverse.
Bullet Train cast. Right. Hear me out, right? The worst choice is the best choice. Logan Lerman of Percy Jackson fame.
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking
fame,
like...
But you make it a Doc Ock origin story.
A
Doc origin story.
Young Octavius.
Yeah, actually, you call it Octavius.
Yeah.
Yeah, you call it Octavius.
It's Octavius.
So Doc Ock would be a cool name, but you don't call it that. You call it Octavius.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm so right. All right. So what we get? All right. I'll double check because I've got one other idea from Bullet Train which I actually think is a good shout.
Yeah.
And would actually be clever casting, but as a result, we should not do it. Michael Shannon, aka the White Death from Bullet Train, aka
he's too.
What's his face from Superman?
I think
and the Knives Out guy.
I think it's between the two of them.
Logan Lerman or Michael Shannon. Why not both?
What? As like a father and son?
No. Like origin story,
and then present
day.
But
we're doing a lot of origin story present days, but I'm okay with that.
No, I think we just go for the young Octavius.
Yeah. It's like young Sheldon.
Right.
Oh, actually, I know. Okay, I know how we do this. Right, so, and it has to be the Bullet Train cast. Important. Right, so what we do is we have Logan Lerman for the entirety of the movie, and then the Sony executive at the end of production realizes that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And then switches it out to Michael Shannon at the end, in the end credits scene, like how Jared Leto chills out with the Vulture or whatever, and whatever that got
right.
Yeah. So kind of like that.
Oh, should we?
But
is it a period piece?
They're setting up the Sinister Six, right?
Can it be a period piece? So this is set in the 90s, and then we have Michael Shannon as our main one for.
Yeah, or like, what's the age gap between Michael Shannon and Logan?
I assume about 20, 30 years, right? But like that's why you set it in the 90s, and then you have it now.
Yeah.
I think you're right about this. We said it in the 90s at the same time as the Madam Web, because the Madam Web stuff is set in the 90s, right?
Did you watch Madam Web?
No.
Does anyone watch Madam Web?
No, but
okay,
I know that it's set in the 90s. That's the one thing
I know it's set in the 90s. I know Uncle Ben's in it, and it's that good guy that plays the Severance man.
Yeah.
And he's great.
Man from Severance.
Very unfortunate he got that gig.
No, I'm sure he was paid well.
Yeah, but like...
Okay, so I'm thinking we need to inject some multiverse stuff into this.
Well, I can define.
The experiment of the making the sun is he's making a multiverse portal.
Right, the Spider-Man 2 plotline where he's making the sun.
Yeah, is instead a multiverse
Instead,
portal.
he is making a multiverse portal.
Yeah.
However, this is Sony, and so we have to make the wrong decision. So this cannot be a multiverse portal that connects to the MCU in any way, shape, or form. No, this has to be a way that they combine all of the Spider-Man franchises under their belt.
Yeah.
So this has to be how that they get... Okay, what we do is, so you know how like the Tobey Maguires are seen as a beloved franchise, right?
Yeah.
Butcher them. Right, so we get... the Sun plotline is now retconned that was that Doc Ock making a multiverse portal in his world.
They all
and then all the Doc Ocks try and make multiverse portals in their own worlds. And I would argue this is
the Council of Ox.
So while we're in pre-production and we're making smart choices, this is the Andrew Garfield Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Right? By the end product of this movie,
you will never know.
You will never know that this is the Andrew Garfield Doc Ock.
So how do you want to approach? Do you want to approach this in layers that you reckon Sony makes stuff?
I think.
Should we? Okay,
this is a nebulous form.
Okay. Should we?
Much like every.
Wait. So, because one way we could do this, and bear in mind, dear listener, this is the first time we've ever tried to write for Sony's universe.
Yes.
So, do we try to make the best movie we can with the casting choice they give us, and then call time, and then go through it and butcher it?
I reckon what we do.
As an idea.
I reckon what we do is the way we do it is kind of like like you know when they do improv and you have to switch the scene halfway through.
Yeah.
So what happens is one of us comes up with a really good idea, and then the other one says
has to corrupt it in some way. Okay.
It's just like and change.
Okay.
This is the most elaborate yes and bit.
This is the most improv we're gonna get, even though this is all improvised.
Audience listeners, we are not natural born theatre kids.
No.
I'm a film kid.
Yeah, and
he's a business student.
Yeah. I'm actually born from Sony executives. They cloned all of them.
He was made in a lab.
Yeah.
And then they were like,
my father was researching spiders in the researching Spider-Man in the 90s in the forest when he died. He was a Sony exec. They forgot what Spider-Man was.
And now it's present day.
Yeah.
And I am here.
Executive man. I'm Sony man. Snoy man. Okay. So
wait, what's the fucking Spider-Man quote where it's like,
there's a lot of
with great power comes great responsibility, but it's just with great power comes fuck around, I guess.
With great power comes great snoy.
Yeah. Oh my god! While we're talking about this, we're on IMDb for Bullet Trainer. There is the Craven the Hunter.
That comes out on the 13th of December.
Yo, we're watching that.
Oh god,
we're watching that.
Okay, right. Let's focus. Let's lock in.
Right. Okay. So, I think you're right with the multiverse thing.
I think
that's an elaborate bit,
and that should only really come in at the third act, right?
No.
Or at the very beginning.
No. You're so right and so wrong at the same time. So what we do is we introduce the concept in the first 2 minutes, right?
No, we need no.
Never discuss it again until like the last 10 minutes.
You're so right.
I'm so right.
You're so right.
So you introduce the concept. If anything, what you do is you treat your viewer like a small infant child, and you try and like get them interested in the plotline by showing the original Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock making the portal.
Yeah.
Not like recasting or like
What if it's a dream sequel? What if it's like we show that
to make it look more old, even though it's only from 2002? You put it in Sephiroth.
Yeah. But wait. What if? Right. It's clip show of Spider-Man 2's stuff, especially the beginning thing and the end, and maybe bits of No Way Home. Of that, and then it's our young
only the bits that don't have Spider-Man in it. Like it cuts as soon as Spider-Man's about to talk.
And then our young Xavier.
Xavier.
Sorry,
Charles.
Sorry. Our young Octavius.
Yes.
Wakes up and he's like,
I had a crazy dream,
and then turns to like love interest that we're gonna kill off very early on.
Love interest should also be a really beloved character that gets that should never be in bed with Octavius. Maybe not. A problematic
Black Cat.
Black Cat could be good.
Felicia, like
what's a random one? Aunt May. Aunt May.
No.
Aunt
After
May.
all, I shouldn't. Why shouldn't I?
They learn all of the wrong choices
Rio
from...
Morales.
Who even is Rio Morales?
Miles' mum.
Oh,
that's way worse.
You're so right. You're so right. Okay, so what the plotline should be is that
wait, no, we can't mention Spider-Man.
We're not. So this is the same how like Madam Web introduces Uncle Ben.
Right, but not
right.
He's never called Ben Parker. He's just Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is was it Rio, and what's the dad called again?
Jefferson.
Jeff. Right. So Octavius, Rio, and Jeff are all childhood friends, and Octavius is the third wheel that is randomly sleeping with Rio at the beginning of the plotline, right?
Right.
And we never mention Miles Morales or Spider-Man, ever.
Because it's the 90s.
And we have to make something be about with great power comes great responsibility, but it's with great multiverse stream comes great profit.
I don't even think we have to kill her now. I think she just leaves him for Jefferson.
Yeah, like her entire plot. Like, so there's the plot line in the background, which is like, so there's like a C plot, right? Which is the C plot is the Morales family, but we never call them the Morales family.
No. Or Jefferson Day. It's just their first names.
Jeff and Rio, right?
Jeff and Rio, yeah.
They get together again.
Like, they should get together at the end of this movie.
Yeah.
But they're his two good friends.
One of the end credits should be that she is sitting on the toilet and she gets a pregnancy test and it's positive.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of a lightning strike comes from it.
Yes.
And it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make
sense because he doesn't even have the powers yet.
Yeah.
And also he's not even like it's perfect.
Yes.
It's meaningless.
Write that down. I want that written down as an end credit scene. Pregnancy test with yellow lightning. Piss lightning.
Miles Morales. Yellow lightning.
Birth credit scene.
Pregnancy test. Okay, perfect. Right. Yeah. Okay. So all of that to come back to the point that Logan Lerman wakes up.
Yeah.
And is sleeping next to Rio.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's like, "Sorry, I'm gonna go to the lab."
Yeah, I had a bad dream.
And then they mention Oscorp by name? Because that would make sense and that would integrate the plot line.
Which is why we won't do it.
That's why we won't do it.
Yeah.
So we can't.
No, the
logical choice would be to have it be Oscorp, and maybe even add like Norman Osborn and everything. Because they want Norman Osborn in the plotline right now, don't they? Isn't that a whole thing in Sony right now?
Well, they're not doing a good job of it, so
I thought that was a thing. No, okay.
All
right.
I don't know. So I would say that it's so it's like Octavius Industries or some shit. Like,
ooh,
it's his startup.
Isn't that a thing that they do have? It's that thing in Spider-Man PS4.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. His lab should be very reminiscent of the Spider-Man PS4 lab.
So basically, there has to be a studio exec that learns half of the right message from every single good IP that they've made recently. So Spider-Man PS4, they look at that and they go, good, yes. Into the Spider-Verse, they look at that and they go, good, yes. But they make really weird choices. So they make the choice of, hold on, what if people liked Miles Morales' mother. What if she's young?
Yeah.
And hold on, people liked the lab stuff that was going on in Spider-Man PS4. What if it's that?
Yeah.
But with no Peter Parker, which was the reason why people liked it.
Oh, Jefferson Davis is played by Brian.
No, but he's already played by him.
Yeah, I know, and that's why you do it. You make the bad decision and have him in live action.
Yeah. All right. I see. And
the logic. Yeah,
I see the logic. Okay.
Yeah, but
now hear me out. He's played by Bad Bunny for no reason.
No. Who's our villain of this?
Bad Bunny.
No.
Bad Bunny. No, hear me out.
What's an animal? What's an animal that would eat an octopus?
Rhino.
What? That doesn't seem right.
No, but it's their Spider-Man villain, isn't it?
Oh. I think
What
either
eats octopus?
the villain is either has to be another Spider-Man villain, or it's just a carbon copy of Dr. Octopus. An evil. It's this is the. How about this? Our Dr.
What's
Octopus.
like an octopus, but not quite an octopus?
No. How about this? Our Dr. Otto Octavius is one of the only good Otto Octaviuses, and then the villain is an evil.
It's the
one from the Raimi-verse. It's the Raimi-verse one again.
It's the Raimi-verse one again, like how they added the Vulture from the MCU timeline. So anytime a actor does a good job with a Spider-Man villain, they get pulled into the Sony-verse in a weird way. Yeah. So they're going to have... Okay, yeah, no,
actually, no, that's how we can use Michael Shannon.
Wait, no, I got this. Yes, it's perfect. So we don't use the original actor for the Raimi-verse Spider-Man, and this is where the Sony team realizes that they made a mistake with continuity. We use Michael Shannon as the Sam Raimi
he's like,
Octavius.
It's not the same Octavius. It's one that had a very close backing to it.
So it was originally, the plan was, we'll bring in this actor from this product, and it will be from the Sam Raimi
and then they couldn't get...
they couldn't get him, so they get Michael Shannon instead, and then they realise that kind of makes the plot weird, so they say, oh, right, he's kind of the exact same character, but not.
Yeah.
Genius.
And he's evil.
Or
we could even have it that upon trying to contact the multiverse, that he summons the Council of Octopi or something, and he's like, "Oh, they're all going to be as nice and as and as well-meaning as I am.
They're all going to be as nice and well-adjusted,
and we can all solve each other's universe's problems."
Ooh,
and then they're all criminals. They're all like bank robbers, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, no, I like this.
Oh, that means we're doing something wrong. We've made this too good.
Hold on. How do we break this? Bad Bunny.
No.
Brad Pitt.
No. I think I like the whole the villain is because like the trope is that the villain is a carbon copy of what are you gonna say?
Sandra Bullock.
No.
As evil woman Dr. Octavius.
You're so right.
I'm so right.
So
you think it's going to be Michael Shannon, but it isn't Michael Shannon. You have
as Olivia Octavius, right?
Yeah. So you have red herring, Sam Raimi, not quite Sam Raimi, Michael Shannon recast as Dr. Octavius villain.
Yeah.
Psych, it's not him. It's actually a recasting of the Into the Spider-Verse.
Sandra
Sandra Bullock.
You're so right.
I'm so right.
It's so overcomplicated.
Yeah. That's what we're doing. So there's 3 Dr. Ox. No, there's 4 Dr. Ox in the equation.
What? Well, no, because we don't see the original Sam Raimi one.
Yeah. But like, he's technically implied to have existed because of this.
Okay.
I know. Hear me out.
No, no. You can't just keep pulling from Bullet Train. You can't see this, obviously, but Nat just has the cast of Bullet Train pulled up.
We don't need to do research. We just have to look at the top cast from
how do we get Joey King
why
in
don't
this?
we respect the original material that we're working from?
Yeah.
What we need to respect is the casting list of Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Now, do we go to David Leitch's other bodies of work?
The only one that I will allow is the Fall Guy.
Fall Guy is good. John Wick.
No. The only one I'll allow is the Fall Guy, because then we can add
Right, so whose career do we end from here?
Ryan Gosling.
I don't think we can... Oh, Aaron Taylor-Johnson's back.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
You can say Emily Blunt.
Winston Duke.
As...
Ooh, Winston Duke as Jefferson.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's a better option.
Winston Duke as Jefferson.
Because it's like a Sony exec, like, was like the guy that worked with David Leitch.
They were probably trying to sign up Brian Tyree Henry, but they didn't.
And then you get Winston Duke instead. Yeah.
I reckon that's how we did it.
And then you confuse more people with the whole.
Yeah, because he's like, wait, isn't he that guy in MCU?
to be fair, so's
yeah, but like in Venom 3, and that was even weird.
Yeah. So, I think you're right here.
And then what's the plot?
Well, funny you should ask. I'm going to try and wing it in one. So...
Yeah, no, why would we try and...
We have the dream sequence that's just flashbacks from old movies. He wakes up...
So wait, hold on. It's the dream... No, I've got it. So it's the dream...
All right.
So it's the dream sequence from... So it's from Spider-Man 2 and from No Way Home.
Yeah.
And it is all of those clips.
Yeah.
But then they do a CGI face render of Michael Shannon on top of the original actor.
No,
right?
I think it's funnier if it's the original clips. And then it's like, it's not him.
And then when he goes through a vortex or something, it's like, then his face is changing.
So I think that he's researching two things at once, obviously. Prosthetics and multiversal time travel.
So it is the same character with plastic surgery?
Not with plastic surgery.
Hold on, I've forgotten.
He just gets an adjacent universe that means he looks different.
One part of the equation that we have forgotten, because we had a good intro idea.
Yeah.
Where is the jungle sequence?
We didn't have that idea.
No, but we need one because it's a Sonyverse.
Right.
So we see how Morbius has a jungle, and also Madam Web goes to the jungle briefly. We need a jungle sequence.
I'll get there.
Even Craven has a jungle sequence.
I know what we
need a jungle sequence.
I know how to get us there. So he wants to travel the multiverse. Because he keeps having these dreams about like other versions of himself.
Hold on.
Brief
little intermission.
Intermission.
Hi.
User, this number will be out of service in today.
Interesting.
Audience listeners, that was spam.
Yeah. Sony tried to call us.
They're trying to
hire us. We're that good.
Yeah.
They're like, Jesus.
But they didn't put much effort in, so they just got like a little robot voice.
I think he gets these dreams. He's like dream walking from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Matt. He's like getting the dreams from other universes, and he's like, I can go there.
But how does Logan Lerman's also having the dream?
No, Logan Lerman is the one having the dream in the
and
beginning.
then he sees Michael Shannon.
No, he sees the original movies as they are, unedited in his mind.
Right,
and then he goes, I'm gonna work on my machine, and he puts on. He's already like.
And he goes to the lab.
He goes to the lab. Puts
in
on
the jungle.
No. I think what we do is that he has, he puts on his like little octopus arms. That are visually.
So he has like good octopus arms. Like they're just lab tools that he's just using because he's like a very like.
Yeah, because we're dumbing it down.
Yeah.
And then he tries it once, and it fails, and he's like, I just don't know how to get it to work. I don't know how to get it to work.
Ooh.
And then he goes home.
You need to do a Breaking Bad sequence. So you just need to do a random music segment where he's doing lab things, but with the Doc Ock equipment.
Yeah. Well, no, wait. I was going to get to that. So he goes home, and he's like, he's talking to Rio, who's his girlfriend at the moment, and he's like, man, I just don't know how to get it work. And then she'll say something kind of meaningful.
You need to get out the lab.
No,
we need to go on a trip to the Amazon.
Hey, why don't you?
For fun.
No, don't worry. No. I was gonna be like, why don't you, me, and Jefferson? We should go on a trip. And he goes, yeah.
Wait, hold on. She doesn't quite do that. She has to express that they go way back a lot in the dialogue.
Hey.
They have to establish that they go back a lot.
The three of us.
Yeah, we were all really tight in school. You remember that? And he's like, I remember that.
And it should cut to the three of them that night. They've gone out that night. They're at a bar.
Yeah.
and they're having very safe banter.
Yeah.
You know, nothing. And then
there's rock music in the background to make it think it's cool,
but
it isn't cool.
And then there's like a look between Rio and Jeff that's like maybe they like each other.
Yeah.
And then Jeff says something.
It's when Octavius goes for a piss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Jeff should say something to him that's also kind of vague but meaningful. Like, you know what they say on the Force, you know, with great power comes great responsibility. And he goes, the power increase. I have to increase the power outage.
Yes.
And then he has to go. Yes. And then he goes back into the lab. So and that's when we get our montage time-lapse thing
you
of
get
him.
A different montage. So there's the original fun, quirky montage. And then there's the
serious one.
Unlock the fuck in.
No. Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm just gonna crank it up. And then he dies.
It's not no. And then it's like this is too much multiversal energy. It's unstable.
But it's not called multiversal energy because that's a normal word. And then, it's called
spider-versal energy.
No, it's something about like it's parallelium.
Tachyon. No, it's
parallelium because of different multiverses. So parallel universes.
The tachyon field is
tachyon
field is too strong.
Yeah.
And then
the paralibiums.
And then he should shut it down.
Yeah.
And be like,
much like how this movie will not get made.
And he should shut down the energy thing. But the portal is still open.
And
he's like, oh wow, it must be someone must be keeping it open on the other side. And then he's like talking to himself, obviously, because no one else is in this lab.
Yeah.
And then out pops Michael Shannon through the thing, and he's like, yeah,
come with me, kid.
Come with me. And he's like, we've got to defeat him.
And then he says, just in case it wasn't clear, he's got the arms on already.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, Logan Lerman will say, who are you?
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, I'm you, kid.
Yeah.
And then they'll go, even though it's obvious that they are each other.
And he's like, we've got to defeat him. And then it's like, who's him? And it's like...
And then they don't explain it for 20 minutes.
And...
that'll be great.
There will be they will have like a mentor type thing where it turns out that Michael Shannon's Otto Octavius is slightly evil, and he'll say something like, I've had to rob banks before. What do you mean rob that?
I think that'll be the bit that for some reason Logan Lerman's okay with, but what will happen is that he'll realise that Michael Shannon is bad when he does like a reverse butchering of with great power comes great responsibility. So he'll remember what Jefferson told him in the bar, and he'll say responsibility is
for gaining responsibility is only for those who can afford the power or some shit.
Yeah. Some weird doesn't really make sense reversal of the Spider-Man quote. And that's the only thing that we can do that vaguely mentions Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Is the with great power comes great responsibility.
And the tag at the end that's Miles' mum being pregnant.
And so, are we perhaps implying that they're going to jump directly to Miles Morales without doing anything with Tom Holland that would be good? Yes.
Yeah. And I think, now do we? Now we need to also introduce the Olivia Octavius as well.
Now, hear me out.
So
she's just in the background and they don't really mention her.
Oh, well, she's been added in post.
Yeah, because probably when they get to the Octavium or whatever.
The Octavium? What's the Octavium?
It's probably like okay, so the way
like a presidium for Octavius.
No, so the way I see it, right? The way I say it, right, is that they have like a pocket dimension in around all these parallel universes that is just an octagonal shape.
Right.
And then they call it like the octagonal octagonomicon. The octanium. And then it's kind of like it's kind of like a building. And then that entire building and everything shot in that building, all VFX.
Yeah.
All VFX. And so why? Because you can add characters in post.
Yeah.
Right? She's an afterthought.
Oh, so she's not the main villain then?
No, she is the main villain. She's still an afterthought.
How much do we want to tie in this to the Null stuff?
Completely.
Okay. New plan. The Council of Octaviuses have pledged themselves to Null. Now, would you like to explain, or shall I explain what Null is?
Yeah, I just realised that we probably have to because Sony doesn't really do a good job of doing it anyway. Okay, so for all of those who did not watch Venom 3, which is
Actually,
99.9% of the...
no.
It
Venom
made
3,
money?
Venom 3
Alright,
made
well,
money.
okay, well, there is Null in Venom 3, and Null is just like the creator of all the Venoms. And also the other ones that aren't quite symbiotes.
Yeah.
But also he's clearly like the Thanos of the Sony universe now.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that the him that I was referring to earlier, that we have to stop here, is they are like, we're going to have to blow up universes to try and... We're going to throw entire universes at Null to kill him. And he's like, I won't let you...
Oh, they never show Null. They just imply that they're like the Octavium is fighting the Null.
Yeah.
And so it's just two villains fighting villains for no reason.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But I think that what we do is that by the end of this movie, our Otto Octavius, his robot arms get infused into his body. Like, so he should be able to take them off throughout the movie, which is something that's really annoying. But they are infused to his body, and they're powered by multiversal energy, which means that he can rip holes through different universes and travel between universes.
So I am a Sony executive. I have watched No Way Home, and I have been told that people like this one, so I've got to work out why people like this one. And so what I see is the one bit that makes me laugh as a Sony executive is the bit where Tobey Maguire is talking about how he's got biological webs and he was just born with it, and that both the other Spider-Mans are asking how he was born with it. And then I don't quite understand, like character origin stories and why, a build up of momentum to make a joke that everyone understands, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that bit and I'm going to make that about the Dr. Octopuses,
right?
And so they're going to be like, "What do you mean you can just take your arms off, kid?"
Yeah, and he's like,
are they on you?
Like, yeah,
and
they are.
And then we as the audience would be like, I mean, yeah, they're. It's just a thing he puts on his back.
I'm something of an octopus myself.
He'll just say that. He'll just say that, and then he'll walk off. And then it'll be like, that wasn't funny because it didn't connect to anything. You're just making a reference. And then they'll be like, yes, yeah, genius.
So
that's the bit.
So I think that this movie has to. The end of this movie is going to be him using his multiversal arms.
Yeah.
To destroy the Council of Octaviuses, which will give Null one more step in his very vague plan of taking over the potential
So he technically
multiverse.
has to do it for plot reasons and because the Doc Ocks are also evil.
Yeah.
But also Null in the background
and
is...
you should come away from the movie feeling like, what was that? Like, you know how...
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's how you should feel.
Nothing happened in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be brilliant.
And he should say, like... And Octavius should say it's Morbin time.
He should say it's Morbin time.
Because you know how, like, in Morbius, he's like, we're Venom.
I know how we do it. So what we do is we don't say directly it's Morbin time.
Right.
But one of those gimmick buzzword things about the multiverse.
Right.
Is like the morbescence. The morbescence or something, or like the morbinium. And I'd be like, "Oh no! I reversed the polarity of the morbinium. I'm going to get morbed." And then he gets morbed. He gets sent into the Octavium.
He morbed all over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we want to involve Madam Web at all?
No. Because that would be redeeming an IP that you butchered and like reversing everything and like fixing things. Yeah. So like what the MCU does when one of the films kind of loses the pace and they try and like reintegrate it to make it work.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that because we're Sony.
Okay.
And we're scared of risk.
And stuff. Okay.
Yeah. We're scared of risk and making a coherent plot.
Okay.
So we're not going to do that.
We're
going to tease the idea of Andrew Garfield.
And then not do it.
Yeah.
So in that way, we cannot do it because it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so Andrew Garfield is probably meant to be, what, like 10 or something?
I got it. I've worked it out.
Yeah.
So you know the guy who is the dad of Peter Parker in the... so you know how they were going to do that whole, Peter Parker's dad comes back after Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then that feeds into Amazing Spider-Man 3, and that was a whole plot line, right? So they're going to kind of do that, but they're going to not do that. So all we're going to see is in the lab... in Logan Lerman's Octavius's lab, there's just a picture of the exact same actor
as a scientist man.
As a scientist man, and he may be like like
this is what it's all for.
Yeah, and like maybe when he realizes that he's doing something a little bit evil, a little bit freaky, he puts the photo down, going like, "I respect Peter Parker's dad."
Oh, yeah. I don't know what his
Chris.
Chris Parker. I don't look it up. I can't
be asked. Sony executive Rob.
Yeah.
Like.
I'm just having I'm looking at this Across the Spider-Verse poster, and I'm thinking, can we
audience listeners? I have posters.
Yeah, can we fuck with this anymore?
Oh, the lady with the bike.
Well, okay, we'll put Olivia Octavius on a bike.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a bike with eight wheels.
Hold on. One bike? No.
Eight bikes. And she's driving each. So she's got one claw on each, like the
vroom vroom. What would you call it?
What if by the end of this movie, our Octavius grows organic arms?
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So like the multiverse thing goes into him, and like
so the elaborate bit then turns into a not funny bit.
Yeah.
Not that it was ever funny in the beginning.
And they still shoot like multiversal like webbing. Like
I got it. Okay,
I can string the universes together.
He's basically Spider-Man, but with 8 shafts on his back.
Yeah. And
wait, how many arms does Doc Ock have?
4. Because it's 4. You've got 2 arms, 2 legs, and 4 extra ones.
Yeah. So what we got to change that.
Oh, what we make it.
We got to not understand the assignments. We got to put 8,
I know.
8 on his back.
8 on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to not understand. Right. So so he's got and they become organic, and that's an end credit scene because we can't have like actual things happen in the plot of the movie. That's an end credit scene.
Yeah.
So we have right. Okay. So I know how it goes. So we have this plot line that goes on where he goes into the Octaviverse and whatever, right? That's the film. Irrelevant. The film is irrelevant.
Yeah.
The end credits is where it's at.
Yeah. The end credits is where we do 99% of the storytelling.
Yeah. Like we kind of vaguely imply that Noel's a thing, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So we have 3 end credits.
Right.
3 end credits. One is just after the other one because they didn't work out the pacing.
No, there needs to be one name that scrolls up.
And then
yeah.
So we've got the Rio Morales pregnancy test, but
that should be the last one.
That should be the very
last one.
That should be the last one that basically feels like you just got shot in the head.
Yeah.
Mentally by the Sony executive.
That's the Harry Styles in Eternals.
Right. And then one of them is that he's growing arms in the lab.
And that's the first one.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Where you're like, fine, whatever. I think his suit's got to get damaged in the fight. And then he's like, I've run out of insert metal.
Yeah, I've run out of
I've got to do it.
I've run out of Octavius.
Yeah, I've run out of Octavium. I've got to find another way. What do you mean I could make this suit out of anything? Yeah. No. Sorry, the obvious choice is bionic art, like biotic, not even bionic, biotic.
Yeah.
Biological arms, yeah. Right, so that happens. So wait, he yeah. so, if anything, actually, he's experimenting on a rat.
Yeah,
and then we see a rat scurrying around with 8 arms.
Yeah.
Across the ground.
Yeah.
And then he squishes it, and it kind of implies, is he evil?
He's losing it a bit.
He's losing it a bit, and he's ready for the next one.
Yeah.
And then you got to have one with null in it for no reason.
Yeah, so I would say that it's null at
it's null all the way down.
So you know how in that hole of Venom 3 is Null basically stuck to the wall because he's trapped?
Yeah.
The end credit of this is Null getting up.
Yeah, perfect.
He stands up.
I love how we had the exact same thought. You know how the entire premise of Venom 3 is that he's trapped?
Yeah.
He just
gets up. He's like, ah!
He just had a bad bag the whole time.
Yeah.
And the symbiote just thought he had a bad bag. Great.
I will have my revenge. Black. Nothing.
Yeah.
And then the third one
is the Rio Morales.
No. The fourth
There's 4 end credits. You're going for 4.
I'm going for 4.
You're going for past a hat trick. You're going for 4.
I'll go for 4.
We're gunning for it.
So I think the 4th one is Rio being pregnant, and I think the 3rd one is her and Jefferson on a date. So
explain this logic to me.
So we're telling all of our story
out of order.
No. Okay.
Everything.
For actually no. So
when did they go to the jungle?
So that was what I was going to say. Is that the
Right.
I almost forgot about that. I think one of the big multiversal fights should be like
in a jungle.
Oh,
right.
Against a version of Dr. Octavius that has like wooden arms.
That's good. A second jungle.
A second
jungle, and it's in the end credits. Hear me out. So Craven might get money.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Oh.
So because it's got Aaron Taylor Johnson on it, and he's a good actor. So Craven might make money. Like how Tom Hardy is on Venom 3, and therefore it might make money.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna see Logan Lerman's Doc Ock with the new biotic arms, like move leaves away. He's like traversing the jungle.
Yeah.
And then he finally reaches like a beacon or something, and he's like, I've made it. And then Craven is there, and then Craven says Octavius, and then Octavius says Craven. Cut to black.
No. And then from above, drops down,
Vulture.
and it's the Vulture. And on Vulture,
Morbius is not there. Morbius is there.
And then Morbius drives up in that car that he's in that end credits scene.
Oh, he's also Smoke, right? He could do a Smoke.
Yeah.
Because that's faster, and you only really want to pay Jared Leto for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So
he Smokes appears.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
he says Morb,
and then they leave. And they're like, did you find him? And he's like, yeah. I think we found half of him. And then they look up, and it's a photo of Eddie Brock, and it's like they've been looking for Venom to fight Null, but they've only found half because
unfortunately this is cooking, and therefore we're not doing.
Wait, no, it's a photo of Eddie Brock that's very clearly a headshot from like an actor's headshot, and not like a security camera.
It's actually
footage.
just like they rip his IMDb image.
Yeah.
Off
and they put like film grain over it.
Yeah.
And,
they put Sepia over the top, and then it's done.
They're like, I think I got him.
Yeah.
And then the Vulture says something vague that's clearly taken from like a deleted scene. Like
something probably from Spider-Man Homecoming that wasn't used.
We'll get our payday.
Yeah.
And then just like like some shit like that means nothing.
This is perfect.
Yeah. And then
Logan Lerman, we're coming for you.
And then
we're giving you a paycheck.
And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna announce Miles Morales versus the Sinister Six.
Right after, okay, so you do the birth test one.
Yeah.
And then you, which basically, so this implies that.
Oh, by the way, that wasn't Logan Lerman. That was
What do you mean that wasn't Logan Lerman?
No, in the scene with all of the Sinister Six.
Oh,
people,
you mean it's a stunt double?
No, it has to be in the future now. So
so it's Michael Shannon.
So it's Michael Shannon.
Perfect.
Do we explain
it?
The
only reason why we know that it's the same guy is because of the biotic arms.
Yeah.
And that's
as opposed to his metal ones that he has.
And then afterwards, what's going to happen is that there's going to be a Sony executive that talks to the press and says, we don't know yet whether or not Michael Shannon is the same character as Logan Lerman. And then everyone says, fuck off!
Yeah.
And then it's going to be great. Oh god, I was thinking something.
Right? Do we want to pick? Do we want to pick any songs that we want to be in this movie?
We will get to that. We will get to that. But hold on, Emily Blunt was scaring me right there. Whereas so we do the pregnancy test one, right?
Yeah.
And then we do the scene where they're just chilling on a date. So it's just Jeff and Rio chilling on a date.
Yeah.
And then you cut to black, and then the text fades up and it says Miles Morales will fight the Sinister Six in 2032. And so they didn't even understand, like, the concept of what the MCU was doing when they did stuff like that, where they said Spider-Man will return in.
Yeah.
They just give cliff notes of what the next movie will be in that. So they'll be like, Miles Morales will fight these people.
Right. And then it ends with the song...
Wait, can we play it?
Octopus's Garden by the Beatles.
Perfect.
Which I don't know how that sounds actually. I just
No,
looked it
yeah,
up,
you just looked up Octopus.
But fuck it, yeah.
Wait, no, better than that. You look up songs which are octopus.
Yeah.
And then you look up songs that are just octagons.
Yeah.
And just anything oct.
Yeah.
There's just a song about October. In there. Perfect. Alright, we made a movie. We made a Snoyverse movie.
I think we have, and the best part is that we can keep doing this because they can keep ignoring them.
Yeah. There's
Why are we bothering with the MCU? The Sonyverse is so much easier to write for.
There's so much potential here.
It's so much easier to write for.
Because everything doesn't make sense. It's perfect.
And I'm glad it was someone as big as Dr. Octopus as well, you know?
Yeah, I'm so glad that we butchered the reputation of Doc Ock in this way.
Yeah.
Alright.
And
you hear that? Not Mr. Feige?
Yeah.
Who is the CEO? Or whoever he is.
Actually,
you hear that? Whoever is currently in charge of the Sony
in charge of this
Cinematic
week,
Universe. Yeah, this week. All right.
Right. I'm gonna just say, I hope you enjoyed it, but if you didn't, don't worry. That's pretty much the standard for these movies.
That's fine. Yeah, we're not here for your entertainment. We're here for
my money. Yeah.
All right. And with that, goodbye.